silent public prayer against COVID-19 corruption outside from midday. We now cross to Vanessa Puna, who's standing by. Vanessa, talk to us about the purpose of the silent prayer today.
Blaine, yes, good afternoon to you. And as you'll see behind me, a group of church leaders, I'll just step out of shot for a second, are preparing to engage in that silent prayer and protest. Some of them carrying banners saying that corruption kills the vulnerable, others saying that corruption is a sin. Now, of course, this protest not only happening here today, but also at the union buildings, I understand, protest action is due to take place there, silent protest. And this, of course, of PE-related corruption in the country. Now, if I can just take you back to a story which I did yesterday out in Clan William in the Cederberg municipality. There have been some search and seizure operations there at 3 municipal buildings. And when we spoke to the special investigating unit, what they told us was that at this point in time, they are investigating contracts worth over 7.5 billion rand. And that, of course, was at the last count. This, of course, relates to irregularities with regards to the procurement of PPE amid this COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, here in the Western Cape, outside the St. George's Cathedral, the cathedral itself having been home to various protests over the years, all the way back to the dark days of apartheid. This church and its members and those that are welcome here have always stood up for the truth and always stood against wrongdoings in society. And today, if I can just step out of shot again, not much has changed. A number of church leaders from across the Western Cape, of course, under the banner of the South African Council of Churches, have come together. And I know that the protest itself will be taking place at 12, or it's just gone 12 o'clock, just a few minutes before. We understand that these church leaders and clerics may end up standing in front of the provincial legislature, which is just a short walk away from the St. George's Cathedral here in Cape Town city centre. But there you have it, Blaine. The messages on the posters and placards quite clear. It's an absolute no to corruption, saying that churches have to unite against corruption, and that also it is sinful in this day and age, given the context of South Africa, where so many are poor and vulnerable and going hungry, that the issue of corruption related to much needed PPE, doctors and nurses and teachers, frontline workers, as well as ordinary South African citizens needing personal protective equipment, and then a lot of the state monies are being allegedly awarded in irregular contracts. This, of course, is the nature of the silent protest taking place under the banner of the South African Council of Churches here outside the St. George's Cathedral this afternoon.
Vanessa Puna, live for us in Cape Town. Thank you very much indeed, Vanessa. We'll have much more in a short while. That's a wrap of